Hi, friends. Welcome to Crash Course Catholicism. So, here's a question that sounds really simple, but it's actually not that simple. The question is, what is faith? Because that word faith kind of gets thrown around a lot. You've probably heard it a bajillion times before. But there are actually a lot of misunderstandings around what that word actually means. In fact, I think that the term faith is one of the most misunderstood terms in all of religion. Because so often you hear people talking about faith in the sense of like blind faith, right? Faith essentially means that when you come up against something in religion that seems illogical or it doesn't quite make sense, well, you need to just shut up and accept it, basically. You need to have faith because your parents or your priest or the Bible has told you that it's true. But actually, that is not how the Catholic Church defines the true virtue of faith. In fact, that version of faith, that blind faith, has a name. It's called fideism. Fideism is something different. It's the belief that religious faith doesn't require any logical reason or evidence. It relies purely on blind faith. And that is a position that the Catholic Church actively rejects. So today, we're going to kind of pull apart that word faith and try to figure out what it actually is. So I think the best way into this is through a story. This story is about Saint Augustine. If you've never heard of him before, I really recommend looking him up. Saint Augustine was a 5th century philosopher, theologian, saint, and general all-round legend and awesome person. So the story goes like this. Saint Augustine was writing a book about the Holy Trinity. And he was wrestling with this concept. How can we have 3 persons in one God? And he kind of understood the concept logically, but he was trying to fully grasp the totality of its mystery and find a way to perfectly articulate and understand this mystery. And he was thinking okay, I'm a very intelligent person. I've thought very hard about many things. I can get this, right? If I just think hard enough, I can nail this mystery of the Trinity. So St. Augustine went for a walk on the beach to kind of mull it over. So he's walking along the beach and it's empty except for this one little kid who is playing in the sand. So St. Augustine goes over to the kid to see what he's doing. And this little boy has dug a hole in the ground and he has a shell and he's running over to the ocean and filling the shell up with water and then pouring the water into the hole. And St. Augustine looks at him and he's like, "What are you doing with that hole?" And this kid looks at him and says, "Oh, I'm going to fit the whole ocean into this hole." And St. Augustine starts laughing. He's like, "Mate, there is no way that's going to happen. You cannot fit the entire ocean into a hole in the ground." And the kid stops and looks him dead in the eye and is like, "Exactly. And in the same way, you will never fit the whole Trinity in your head." And then he disappears. And I love it. It's like this badass tiny little angel came down from heaven just to give St. Augustine a reality check. Now, I love this story for a couple of reasons. I think it illuminates some important things about this concept of faith. First of all, it reminds us that there are some truths and mysteries of our faith that are too big to fit inside our heads. Just like how the whole ocean can't fit in a hole in the ground, the whole infinite mystery of God cannot fit inside our finite material heads. And when we think about it, this makes absolute sense. Let's think about it. Let's say, if there is a God, there is a God who transcends material reality, a God who created the universe, who created me and my mind, and who exists outside of and infinitely above me. Then it not only makes sense, but it's logically required that there would be things about that infinite God that don't fit neatly inside our heads. Because if we could fit God fully in our heads, then we would have heads like God. So there will necessarily be some things where we have to say, okay, there is an element of mystery here, and I can't grasp the fullness and totality of this mystery, and that's okay. But, and this is the second and really important thing that this story illuminates, Just because we can't fit the entire mystery into our heads, that doesn't mean we can't fit any of it in. So if we return to our image of the little boy, what is he doing? Okay, he can't fit the whole ocean into his head, but he can, or into his head, into a hole in the ground, but he can fit some of the ocean into that hole in the ground. And that is really important. Faith is not like a square peg that we're like ramming into a round hole. It's not like the truths and the mysteries of our faith are incompatible with our minds and they're never going to fit, and we just need to blindly accept them because they don't make any sense whatsoever. No, instead, it's more like pouring water. Some of it pours in, right? But then it fills and it overflows. There is too much for it to be contained in that hole in the sand. But enough gets in that you can kind of work with it. And that's the key, right? In order to have faith, we need to have a basic level of understanding and logical truth that does fit into our heads. Enough for us to be able to reasonably say, okay, I understand this to a significant extent, and now I can trust in the rest that remains a mystery. So that is what faith actually is. It's not blind belief. It's not gullibility. It's not just wearing blinkers and just believing what we're told to believe. Faith is a reasonable trust that is grounded in and supported by reason and evidence. Now, another point that's worth making about this whole like ocean hole metaphor is that, okay, maybe we can't fit the ocean into a hole in the ground, but what we can do is dive into that ocean and swim around in its infinite depths for as long as we like. So the same thing is true of our faith, right? When it comes to the mysteries of the faith, there is nothing stopping us from exploring those mysteries, from kind of like splashing around in them, rolling about in them for our whole lives. We can grapple with these mysteries and think about them and explore them as much as we like and for as long as we like. So it's not just a matter of like, okay, this is how much can fit in your head and then stop thinking, stop questioning. No, if something remains a mystery and you want to know more, then keep exploring. There is nothing stopping you from exploring the mysteries of the faith as much as we want. Okay, so that is what faith is. Trust that is grounded in and supported by reason and logic. Now, knowing what faith is and actually having faith or experiencing faith, they're two very different things. So in our next video, we're going to look at how faith actually works as like a personal, embodied, individual experience. Great, I can't wait. Have a great day. Okay, bye.